Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Nick Saban Show, along with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm Chris Stewart. Coach, congratulations. 57-7 win over Arkansas State. Great way to open up the home portion of your schedule.
Well, it was great to play at home. I think the players are really looking forward to it. Bryant-Denny is always a great atmosphere for us, and I think we enjoyed it. And I was really pleased with the way we started the game. I think that was probably the biggest turning point in the game, is the way we got off and took the ball right down and scored, 3 and out on defense, went right down and scored again, and I think that set the tone for the game.
Not just today, but over the course of the entire week, did you accomplish what you wanted to?
Well, I don't think you're ever quite satisfied, but I think the big focus was, the first game tells you, where you are, what you need to do, every individual on the team, every unit on the team, and there were certainly things that we wanted to improve on from the first game. Penalties were one of them, playing with more discipline, making less mental errors. And I think we accomplished that today, not perfectly. There's certainly some things that we need to continue to improve on, because we're going to have much more difficult competition and conference play coming up next week.
It was a quick start for the Crimson Tide, as we'll see in these first half highlights.
Hand off to Najee Harris, big hole. He jukes his way around a secondary man. The formation, running back to the right of Tua, who quickly unloads, and Judy's got it. He breaks in the secondary. He's gone. Touchdown, Alabama, 58 yards. Tua to Jerry Judy. Nicely done. Here now the quick snap to Tua. Play action and throw again across the middle. Henry Ruggs has it. He breaks a tackle. He's going in. Touchdown, 31 yards. Tua claps his hands, second time, gets the snap with protection, throws wide open. Devontae Smith, right sideline. He'll walk it on in for a touchdown. 41 yards, wide open. I mean wide open. 41 yards. Again to give Najee, left sideline, running room, into the secondary, and he is down around the 25. Jalen looks left, throws, complete to Devontae, spins out of the grasp of 2 men, goes down the left sideline, cuts inside of another man, and is out of bounds. Josh Jacobs, the running back. Jalen throws a BB. Touchdown, Alabama. Irv Smith, 10 yards, and Alabama pads their lead, and Jalen Hurts with a great BB of a throw. Throw into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Jerry Judy. Beautiful throw over the top. And Arkansas State, Bond is the running back. Play action to him. Pass intercepted. Intercepted by Alabama. And it's going to be run back by Saban Smith for a pick 6. Touchdown, Alabama. Right into the hands of Saban Smith. Again, Jalen calls his own number. He'll get across the 45 to the 46.
Well, the scoreboard said 40-0 at the half, but most importantly, what did you see?
Well, I was pleased with the way we played in the first half. There's always things that you can do better, but I thought both quarterbacks played extremely well, very efficient, spread the ball around. We had good balance on offense. I think for the challenges that they present with their quarterback and the way they spread you out empty and a lot of adjustments, for the most part, the defense did a pretty good job. So 40 to nothing at halftime was pretty satisfying.
We'll be back and take a look at second half highlights next right here on the Nick Saban Show. I always know what the answer to this is going to be, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Halftime message.
Well, I think at this time of the year, you know, I wanted to emphasize the fact that regardless of what the scoreboard said, we wanted to go out and start the second half with the same kind of energy and mental intensity that we started the game with. And we obviously didn't do that. It was the worst. You know, they got the ball and went right down and scored on us, and it wasn't the most efficient. But the one thing that we did do is we got the momentum of the game back and did a pretty good job and got to play a lot of players, you know, in the end. Both quarterbacks got to play quite a bit, and I really liked the way we finished the game.
We'll see all of that as we take a look at the second half highlights.
The second half highlights are brought to you by the Ortho Sports Center at St. Vincent's, Birmingham. Care you can believe in.
Tua backpedals, lots of running room. He'll take off to the 40. He's got the first down. Here's Jalen Hurts. Everybody's covered. He'll take off running. He's at the 35-40, outside of the 45. Here's Hansen, stands in, throws, slant, caught, touchdown. 24 yards to Kendrick Edwards. Let's see what happens. It's an onside kick try, recovered by the Crimson Tide at the 45-yard line. As Sawyer Williams tried. Tua backpedals, looks, everybody's covered, he's going to run. 45, outside of coverage, 40, dashes around, breaks a tackle, slips another man. And boy, did Henry Ruggs ever lay out a defender as Tua gets the first down to the 30, a 15-yard pickup. Going to our left, kick is on the way and over, and it is up, it is good. And Joseph Bulovas continues to kick well here today, padding Alabama's lead to 43-7. Last minute, third quarter. Tua stands in, avoids two men, throws towards the end zone. Touchdown, Derek Keith. He somehow managed to keep his feet in, or at least 1 foot in, and the officials looked it over and gave him a 14-yard touchdown. Derek Keith. Here's a second down and 9 for the 21. Hand off Brian Robinson. He'll fight forward. Carry bodies. He gets to the 29. This time, Iyabi Anoma right there, stopping Marcel Murray. The second, he got the handoff. Iyabi Anoma. First and 10, Bama from their own 45. Handoff Najee, right side into the secondary. Down the right sideline even more. Hops over a man and gets down to the 35-yard line. Najee Harris. He has been superb here today. A 20-yard run. Here comes the handoff. Najee, huge hole. He's into the secondary. He's outside of the defensive backs to the 10. Stiff arms a man. And a shove out of bounds at the 5-yard line. He stiff-armed Justin Clifton. Third and an inch or two for a touchdown. Here now the give. Najee walks it in to the outside of the defense for a 1-yard touchdown scamper.
Coach Najee Harris goes for 13 carries, 135 yards, and a score. Just part of an offense that was very balanced and very effective today.
I think our offense did a good job of controlling the tempo of the game. They want to go fast. It was really important for us to do a good job on third down, which I think we did on defense. We got off the field pretty effectively, and we kept a lot of drives going by being good on offense on third down. And I think that is a real key when you play, these types of teams. The most excited I was about anything in the second half was the goal line stand that the twos made. Those kids were really excited about that, and it was good to see them do something and have some success.
They were a big part of the reason why. The final was 57-7. Alabama now 2-0 on the year. We got a lot more coming up. Stay with us right here on the Nick Saban Show. Coaching a 57-7 game, it may be kind of a challenge to find a turning point, but was it the way you guys started things off?
Yeah, I think it's the way we started the game. To take the kickoff and go 5 plays, however many yards we went, and score very efficient and effectively. Go 3 and out on defense, get the ball right back, and score in 2 plays. So, I think we're up 14-0, and there was like 11 minutes to go in the game, and 11 minutes still left in the first quarter. So, the way we started the game, we set the tempo in the game, took the hope out of them a little bit, and I think that's what we really wanted to try to accomplish.
In our preseason show with you, Coach, we talked about the new assistants, 6 new assistants on your staff, and one of those is a guy that you had some familiarity with, having coached against, Dan Enos.
Well, I coached against him. We coached against him when he was the offensive coordinator at Arkansas, but he was also a quarterback at Michigan State when I coached at Michigan State. And Dan's always been a very high character, high quality, great quarterback coach, really good offensive coordinator, a great addition to our staff. He's got a wonderful family. Boy, he's just first class.
Let's go Mercedes-Benz All Access with quarterbacks coach and associate head coach Dan Enos.
Dan Enos, quarterbacks.
You have a kind of neat dynamic with Coach. You played for him, you coached against him, and now you're coaching with him. What does that say, how he is completely as a coach that you got to play for and now a coach you're coaching with?
Back then, we knew he was a great defensive coach and a great secondary coach and all those things, but to hear him talk about offensive play, quarterback play, and the knowledge that he has is truly, truly amazing. And then how he communicates in a very, very easy and concise manner what his expectations for us are. The one thing I'm looking forward to most is coming on Bryant-Denny Stadium and standing on the home sideline, not the visitor sideline my first time.
When it comes to the quarterback position, obviously communication and leadership, it's a little bit different focusing in on that as a quarterback than it is at any other position. What as a coach do you preach to them when it comes to that leadership and communication?
The big thing is lead by example, by what you do on and off the field every day, and then also just be yourself and lead within your own personality. And I think they can have a voice, in the locker room and in other places to kind of be the calming presence at times if they need to be.
The fans are one of the biggest parts of Alabama football. Anything you want to say to the fans?
As long as I'm here, I'll do my very best every day to give them 100% effort to give them a product and coach these guys and make them very proud and do my very best to put them in a position to win, and we'll do it the right way with good integrity and character. And I'm looking forward to a home game in that stadium with these fans, so I'm looking forward to being on the other side of it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, another reason to love home games, we get a chance to see you drop a play on the board.
Well, this one was a big play where we scored, I think, our second touchdown. This was a third down situation, and Jerry Judy's going to come over here and go in motion and run really a double slant where we're trying to take the defense away. They run a corner cat off of this side. I think you're going to see that we do a really good job in protection here. Damian Harris does a really nice job. Jerry runs a really good route. Tua is reading the safety. He knows he's protected. Smitty knows he's protected. Normally, sometimes we're not protected on this, and we got to break this backside route over here hot. But we don't have to do it here, and this is, really good execution by, our offensive players. And then, Tua puts the ball right on him where he can catch it and run with it, and they're playing man-to-man. Jerry beats his man and got a big play score.
Hey Coach, you have a lot of players in the NFL. Do you ever get to watch them on Sundays?
I'm very proud of the fact that we have 54 guys starting the season on NFL rosters, which I think is the most of anybody in the country. But unfortunately, Sunday is one of our big days in terms of preparing for the next opponent. So I seldom get to watch any games on Sunday. Monday night is also a big prep day, so I don't see any Monday night football. So I don't get to see the guys play like I would really like to. But I can't tell you how proud I am of all those guys and the great job they do of representing the University of Alabama in our program. And it always makes me happy, just like last week when we had 8 or 10 guys back on the sidelines. And when they have bye weeks, they all want to come back, which I think is something that's pretty special.
Coach, when you're talking about those guys in the NFL, you're talking about great young men, great role models, and none really fit the mold any better than a young man who's a fifth-year senior on your roster in Joshua Cashner.
Well, you know, Josh Cashner is, I mean, he's a high character, high class, quality human being that is going to be very, very successful in life. And he's a really good football player. He's made a great contribution to our team, but his leadership is something that's been very helpful on this year's team. And this guy's going to have a lot of success in the future.
He's a fifth-year senior out of Mobile, very active in this community, though, as we'll find out on this spotlight on Joshua Cashner.
My name is Joshua Cashner. I play on the offensive line at the University of Alabama, and I'm from Theodore, Alabama.
Tua spins far side, throws end zone, Cam Shin.
Coming into Alabama, you had to overcome kind of your size. You were known as one of the smaller guys on the O-line, but your personality is one of the biggest on the offensive line, I hear.
I probably would say that. One thing about it, like, I pride myself in having my personality. Like, I've had teammates to come and talk to me about various circumstances and stuff like that, and it makes me feel good that they're able to come to me, because that means that they're confiding in me, they're trusting in me, no matter if we competing for a spot or if you on a whole different position. At the end of the day, like, I love my teammates and I love being here.
How did you overcome the size aspect of everything, though? What was your focus on that?
Well, to be honest, it was difficult because you have a lot of people who they put limitations on you, and if you're not strong mentally, you'll put self-imposed limitations on yourself. So that's one thing that I challenge myself each day not to do, is put self-imposed limitations on myself. If you're mentally tough and you're able to withstand, I mean, that's just like in life. It's all about perseverance, because you're gonna get hit with adversity. So, I mean, my biggest thing has been size. Like, I've been hit with adversity literally coming through the door, but being able to prove like those spectators wrong, it's kind of fun in a way, because I just look at them like, okay, I can block this person, I can do this, I can do that. And not just to them, but to prove to myself, like, hey, don't let anybody limit you in no type of way.
What's Next is brought to you by AT&T, and Coach, what's next is the first Southeastern Conference game of the year as you go to Ole Miss.
Well, and they're playing very well, and they're 2-0, and they've scored a lot of points in their 2 games. They've got some great wide receivers, a really good quarterback. So this is going to be a challenging game, and by far the best team we played so far this year. And we're going to have to improve to be able to play the kind of consistent football for 60 minutes that we're going to need to play to have success against a team like Ole Miss on the road. And SEC is always tough. Playing on the road in this league is always tough, but that's what we try to train our players for, that they have enough mental toughness that they can stay focused and do things that they need to do to play well on the road.
6 o'clock kick on ESPN. Radio coverage starts at 3. We look forward to seeing you there in Oxford, and then again right here next time on The Nick Saban Show.